during the night when we're actually cooking, Jason and I always have conversations, but he had such an eye-opening of what was going on with the phoenix bird or the phoenix awakened, what it represents, what he saw, and the fact of the whole reincarnation process as well.
I had this phoenix with this fire, and the phoenix was coming out of the fire. And I'm thinking it was a really fantastic visual I was getting. And I just thought, okay, what's going on here? And then I just had this massive download that the phoenix bird, for us anyway at that time, was all about being recycled back again and being looped, and all about being reincarnated again and again and again and again, pretty much being recycled non-stop. So using us as an example, we've been working through clearing patterns, and it's like I feel like we're being looped on many things, and even a bit of a reset here and there. It's like where the phoenix being thrown back into the fire to go through the whole same again, if that makes sense. So I was just getting with that everybody has their own phoenix within them, and they're all being, let's just look at, doing a job that you don't like, for example, or a relationship that you keep on attracting, which goes back to patterns and stuff like that, and you keep on getting looped. Yes, of course, it's decision making as well, but you keep on being given the same situations over and over and over again.
Based on, so you can make different situations, or no, it's not situations, based on making different decisions.
It keeps on coming up, and yes, that's where the phoenix comes in, needs to be transmuted and cleared, all these patterns. But at the same time, it was a lot more easier to understand last night.
It really was.
I'm going to have to get Allison to record me so I can exactly remember what I was getting. But I was blown away, and I was just getting that for all of us, we're being shackled as well. Shackled, looped, reincarnated over and over again. And it was time for us to free ourselves. Yeah. And it's funny because I kept on getting interesting name Phoenix Awakened was for us to finally to awake, so we can actually move beyond our being looped and our patterns that we keep on going over and over again. Because
I'm actually remembering last night, I'm remembering of what you said last night, that when you were doing the healing and the realization of what you were doing last night, I could actually, you were saying to me, sorry for mixing up my words, but you were saying to me that the phoenix was being free, it was flying over the mountains, and now it has a chance to actually work through the different dimensions instead of actually being set free, not even set free, flying, and then having to be re-looped again, all to have to start all over again to try and free itself. That's what's coming up in my mind, like a memory of what you said last night.
Yeah, okay. And I'm just looking at my notes, and it's also us needing to release trauma and entanglements.
Yeah.
And we've been working a lot of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also connected to needing to self-heal.
Yep.
And also the entanglements is connected to your life, like your family and your friends and everything else.
Yeah.
And finding out ways on how to untangle.
Yeah.
We are using revocations at the present moment and audits. And that's been helping a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess in a way freeing ourselves from our past patterns so we can move forward into what we want to be stepping into.
Yeah. And one of the big patterns, like multiple patterns, do come from family lineage.
Yes, we were talking about that too, weren't we?
Yeah, because unfortunately, well, there's two sides of it. Like, we get born into a family, and for some reason we carry the patterns of the generation beforehand. And so what we need to do now is understand and realize, which you have been helping me a lot with, is the fact that we're not here to carry those patterns, because that's the job of that person, to carry their own pattern and to work on themselves, and not for the younger or the newer generation to have to heal the whole generation, because that's a lot of healing. I do understand healing, because we have been going on our own healing journey a lot, and I do understand healing, and some people may not agree with what I'm saying here, but I do honestly believe that you don't need to carry everything of the family lineage, because then you'd be trying to heal everything and not working on your own stuff.
Yeah, my understanding with that family stuff is you come through your family, but you're not of your family. And when you are being born to come into this realm, place, into this life, you take on your mother-father patterns and you take on their positive and negative patterns as well, because that gets weaved into the child, the creating of the child. So when you are born, you then are carrying the wounds, the traumas from both sides of your parents. And with that, you're carrying the heritage of all the family lineages on both sides of the parents as well. So you could just imagine there's a lot of work to be done to untangle and clear what doesn't serve you, and what the tools that the parents and the family have. You take that and put that in your toolbox, but it's not what's not serving you or what's traumatizing you on levels that you won't even know.
And that's exactly it.
You have to work on clearing that. And that's when I'm going to bring it back to the phoenix again, but that's part of the phoenix awakening, and not always, I don't know if it makes sense, because it's all about transmutation and transformation.
But I guess it's a different form of transmutation. So, and then you're freeing yourself to a point where you don't have to go through the cycle anymore. So you're freeing yourself to a point where now you can actually move forward through the dimensions a lot easier, because you're not carrying the weight of everyone else with you.
Yeah, and I was watching somebody on YouTube, I think it was late last night, and they're saying to move through the higher densities. So everybody's talking about the 5D realm, yeah?
Yeah.
To get to that next realm and that next frequency, you have to be a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Which corresponds with what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's like letting go of clearing, healing patterns and traumas and everything that you've been carrying.
Yeah.
Not just through your family and the family lineage and your parents, but also you may have some past lives.
And we speak about this a lot. The funny thing is, we don't remember what our past lives are, or parallel lives, or anything like that. And they can actually bleed through to this current reality. But because we don't remember any of the past lives, how are we supposed to heal them?
Yeah, well, I do remember a lot of past lives. At times it's like, is it true, or is it a program? Is it been, do you know what I mean? It's all very, in a way, a bit dodgy.
Yeah, because you can be looped continuously just to keep healing.
Yeah, and I'm getting in my head at the moment, you're saying the word loop, being looped in the same trauma.
Exactly.
As well. And you're meant to be getting out of that. But what if you're not allowed to get out of that? Because it keeps you in a lower frequency.
Exactly.
Until you start to become self-realized.
Exactly. Until one day you wake up and go, hold on, I don't need to do this anymore. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
Yeah, and we all do it.
Yeah, absolutely. We all do it. There's no judgment here, because I've gone through it. I just realized the loop that I cleared this morning for myself, and you realized a loop that you also cleared for yourself last night too.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of parent healing, really working through what patterns I'm carrying, what are not my patterns, and having a lot of clarity on that. But I've been working on myself for like 20 years, and I've been blessed to have a lot of support and help with doing classes and courses and teaching stuff. So I keep on working to entangle. I guess that's a really good word for the moment, is untangling myself and then letting go, healing, releasing what is not serving me and holding me back from creating the reality that I want to create for myself.
Exactly.